It's too fast. How could you even tell what's on?
I can tell.
Back.
Too late, I'm in the 40s. Gotta go around the horn. Faster.
Wait. Stop.
Hello everyone, welcome to the Budget Podcast. I'm your host, Picasso, joined by my two co-hosts, if they'd like to introduce themselves.
Hello, I am Todd, also known as TodayIGrewUp on YouTube.
My name is Kayron Tomaz, the founder of A.L.I.U.N Artz and the user behind the camera and in front of it. So, nice to meet you all.
So today this is, Toy Story Podcast, first time, my second time speaking to Todd, A.L.I.U.N's first time speaking to him. We're here to talk Toy Story, talk about the community and stuff. So let's start off strong and Wonders. So Todd, so tell us what happened with Wonders at the start.
Wonders is an interesting guy. I first came across him because I'm a big Small Soldiers fan. I have had like a 50,000 views or 100,000 on a couple of Small Soldier videos I had, and so I was looking around YouTube and I found Wonders, and then I realized he has an Instagram and he actually does customs, and then I saw that he did Small Soldier customs, and I was like, wow, that's super cool, but I can't afford it because it's really expensive. I remember thinking that, and then I started doing like Toy Story stuff, and I was like, oh, this is weird. I wonder if he can like customize like a potato head body for me. That'd be cool, because I was scouring the internet for a potato head body, and I couldn't find one. And then everyone kept talking about that one kid who sold it on Etsy, but then I guess it disappeared. It didn't happen.
Yes, because I tried buying one from him and it got closed down. We'll assume my play school, since then we found out it's not legal to sell.
Oh wow! So they actually do crack. I think they do crack down on their property, huh?
Yeah.
Oh wow, that's crazy. I believe that though. Makes sense. But
your first body got just shut down.
Oh yeah.
They shut that down.
I was looking for it got shut down.
You can come. So.
Anyway, I found Wonders on Instagram. Make a long story short, and I was like, "Hey man, can you 3D print me a body? Because it doesn't exist, and I need a body. I don't want to modify it. I just want to get something printed to see if that works first before I modify like a '95 vintage body or something."
Right.
So, and then all of a sudden, I paid him. It was ridiculous. I think it cost like $380.
Oh man.
280. Oh, we thought it was 600. That was the custom amount.
It was just the body on itself, and I told him, like, what do you charge minimum for just the body? I don't need your parts. I'm gonna make my own. He's like, $380. I'm like, it's expensive, but at the same time, I'm cashing out like on YouTube, because the money I make on YouTube, I put it back in the channel, because that's
an investment.
Oh,
yeah,
please.
so I invested back in the channel, so that's why I was like, okay, I'll just pay it and like see what happens.
Yeah, I was under the consumption. It was like $600 to like $680. I'm like, oh man, this thing better be handcrafted by Jesus himself. I was thinking like, oh wow.
The funny thing is, then, instead of making your body, he just got the existing stolen model.
Yeah,
and sent on his way. And I remember you were not happy. Like, you were.
Yeah, okay, so this is what happened. Picasso basically messaged me, and I'm like, I didn't know that this was stolen. Like, this is news to me, because I'm not always on the internet with this stuff. So when Picasso mentioned that, I was like, who did you steal it from? Like, I don't even know. And then Wonders, I questioned him about it, and then he was kind of like, I didn't steal anything.
He denies it against defensive, because loads of people were attacking him about it.
Yeah. So at this point, I'm like, I don't even know what to believe. I obviously believe Picasso, because I'm like, why would he lie about it? And he's looking at me for lying. Yeah, and we're friends. Like, we've been together for a while. So basically, I was like, I'm like, so you sent me a body that's basically a stolen design, and he didn't admit it. And then so I was like, I realized when I was telling Picasso, I'm like, look at what he's gonna send me, and I sent Picasso the photos before I released it to the public.
And the holes are fucked up.
And what did you think, Picasso, when you saw the first body?
I was like, fuck. So I was like, okay, so obviously the holes were bigger because on the model the actual pegs were thicker, so he measured it by that. So and I remember the arms moved forward, and it was just a complete mess.
Right. So the holes weren't. He didn't do what I said. So I basically told him, hey, why'd you make the holes on the feet bigger? Because they're all supposed to be the same size hole. And he's like, oh, well, I can't fix that. I'm like, so like, it defeats the purpose. If you're paying a lot of money to get a custom job, why are you telling me that you can't do something? You should have told me that in the beginning. You know what I mean? I got mad.
That brings up the question.
Somebody told me, be nice. You gotta be nice. And I'm like, okay.
You do give yourself that. Like when you see TodayIGrewUp, you go, well, you can say, awesome job, he loves everything.
No, I know.
Him to get angry. How's your current body? I think that's an important question because I know you haven't really shown that to the public yet. Me and A.L.I.U.N have seen it because when you showed me I was on the call, I was like, yeah, you got to see this.
Oh yeah, my condolences, by the way. Seems like you got dealt some lemonade. Do you plan to? Well, how do you plan to make? I'm sorry, you got dealt some lemons. How do you plan to make some lemonade from this all?
Let's just say, yeah, it's not exactly how I envisioned it was supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's just because of lack of knowledge and education. I think he really doesn't know. Like, he doesn't really know what he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
And, I mean, it's not 100% his fault. He was just kind of following my direction. But when you're not experienced or you don't know, you're just shooting in the dark, you're going to get kind of shoddy results. You know, that's just like,
That's
you know.
And with the new body, I think where I went wrong is the holes in each peg differ. With the Toy Story, you used the Toy Story 4 nose, the nose peg. The feet and arms, you used classic parts. So, it went wrong there because I don't think you knew that the pegs were different thickness, which, there they are, interesting little fact there, because I'm certain pieces have better suction, so they limited that.
Do you guys believe,
Yes!
you guys,
Go
ahead.
Because I added a little Velcro. So
Velcro, yeah, the feet were Velcro. Oh, that was a meme, but
Wait. You guys misunderstanding. So in the holes, I actually physically stick a little strip of Velcro just to thicken it, add girth, so that when I stick in the pegs, they naturally are going to pull in place, you know, without Velcro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's
okay, yes, yeah, like so let's say if you put tape on the surface, pull it off, it'll be sticky.
It's just the bulk of the hole, and so it actually kind of gets wedged in there, so now the pieces come in and out, because I thickened the hole because it was slightly too big still.
I would recommend super glue. If you're going to put a layer of super glue, let it dry, and then So you guys are going to see, you're not going to be happy with the final result because I'm not 100% happy with it. No.
And I'll be honest with it, like when I put it on YouTube, I'm going to be like pretty blunt and be like, you know, this is what I thought I was getting and this is what I ended up getting. So you guys know what it's, because there's no point in like, I have to be transparent because it is what it is. You're going to see it. It is what it is.
So was your initial reaction? How was your...
I wouldn't recommend doing that.
So, also, here's another thing I wanted to bring up. So you did a podcast with J. Pimp on Dan. Kayron, have you seen it?
I have. I watched it, and I think it was cool because Todd actually explained the meaning behind his name, so that was a little bonus.
I don't believe that, I'm sorry, but I think TodayIGrewUp was just kind of, you know, a name you use like A.L.I.U.N, PICCASSO, just random names, and you've given it a meaning later on down.
Oh yeah, it's kind of retconned everything.
I actually wrote TodayIGrewUp that was a song title for my first song I ever wrote for her, like more in 2009, a long time ago. And that song is about growing up because if you look at the lyrics of the first song, it's kind of a rare song to find. It's called TodayIGrewUp, and the song's about growing up, literally from high school to college, and like that time in my life of, you know, growing up. And you know, TodayIGrewUp always had that meaning. It's kind of like, you know, growing up, but like not forgetting who you were, so you don't lose your child innocence, but also like every day is a learning opportunity. Every day we're gonna grow and learn something.
That's
so. It always had that meaning, so it wasn't just like a random. Because I'm a therapist, I'm a deep thinker. I'm always thinking. I have a master's in psychology, so I've always been into like the deeper meanings of simple words. You know what I mean? That's just me, though. I'm different.
So, I mean, my name was just from a quote, and I'm pretty sure Ron is like an acronym for like some other song you stole or something like that.
Yeah, what it is Alien Artz came from. My old YouTube name was Alien 625. 625 being kind of like an inspiration behind, if you know, Experiment 626 Stitch from Lilo and Stitch. So I went to Alien
You base
16.
your name on a Lilo and Stitch.
That's the numerical part is. Now the actual letter part, it's actually Alien was a magic trick. I used to do magic like back in middle school years. My buddy James used to say it. So that was a levitation trick, and they weren't using that name anymore because the product got kind of like they went defunct. So I said, hey, I'm gonna name myself after this trick. And then later on, when I started doing like custom work, I said, let me change this to an acronym. That's how Artist Living and Ultra Nirvana kind of emerged from the mental.
I feel left out. I don't have a cool name. You guys, you have all this meaning and depth into your name.
Yours has plenty of meaning. I would say.
It's cool. It's a quote from a movie that I misspelled. So.
I thought I misspelled it at first.
Yeah, you misspelled it, but I don't want to say. So, Todd, you're part of on the JPM Beyond podcast. Obviously, you gave quite a lot of details. How was that? I mean, because obviously you kept smiling through it all. That was quite funny.
I'm a big fan. Like, it's so weird. Like, meeting your heroes. Like, those guys.
Heroes.
My YouTube heroes, man. I love those guys.
All right, here's the hot take. What do you guys think of Toy Story live action?
Ooh.
I think, I agree with what Picasso says. He basically says it doesn't age well, but it's really great. It was really great for its time, and I really do agree with that. I don't think it ages well because the quality's kind of stuck in.
Oh, the lighting is complete. I wouldn't consider it watchable anymore. I think.
Oh man.
2012. You got to think 2012 is a very different time. It would have been really cool. But I think looking back, it's quite lazy. I think it doesn't. I don't know, a lot of pictures you can take it from that and show me, I wouldn't know what the fuck it's supposed to be a reference to.
Now I say from a technical standpoint, I look at it kind of like okay, a movie that's kind of aged but did fairly well, like on a larger reception kind of realm. If you remember the Spider-Man, the 2002 Spider-Man Sam Raimi series, I love that first movie. When you look back on it, you're like, it's kind of cringy, but it's almost like it just resonated, where you resonated with it so much because it was the first of its kind, and it kind of took your childhood and brought it, to a different type of adaptation. So I'd say, as far as it holding up, well, I think of course someone can do it better. But for being the first of its kind, I'm like, pretty damn good.
Well, yeah, let's move on to the sequel. So there's, do you guys know the Bodo production?
Yes, I know those guys. Are they from the UK too, or?
I don't know. I can tell, but they're making Toy Story 2 live action, and that's very controversial. People are saying they're not going to finish it. It's going to be crap. There's been so many problems with it so far. Not to mention all the scenes like when they drive the Pizza Planet truck to catch up with Al at the airport. What do you guys think of that? Do you think they're going to get it done? Do you think it will turn out well?
I think that's a good question. I think I think it goes back to personal preference. There's people out there who love live action, and then there's people who look at it like you and they'll be like, dude, that's crap. It's lazy.
I say, yeah, exactly.
Where's that? Stop motion is where it's at. But some people are not, like, I'm not a super fan of stop motion because at the end of the day, I think it still looks crappy. The lighting changes. There's things that are rough around the edges. It looks kind of static and stale to me.
Let's not look at my stuff. Let's look at like Toy Story 3 RL stop motion. Like, mine's crappy and static and the light fucks up. They've got some pretty decent stuff. If they're filming at night, geez, I did.
I think so.
No, I don't hate it, but you know what I mean. Like, it's live action to me. I like the organicness of. It's just fun.
It just gives you an excuse to play with your toys. That's why I think you're saying that.
I think I agree.
I kind of look at Toy Story 3 like similar. Well, I'm sorry, Toy Story 3 IRL. I look at it kind of like how I look at not so much Toy Story 4, the actual film. I look at like. I think it's
compared to that, I don't think it's that bad.
Oh no! I think like as far as like out of the collection I've seen, it definitely earned its spot. I think my favorite thing is how they kind of it's a mixed bag of different type of like means of animation. Like you have your some puppetry where I think it fits perfectly well, and then you have.
I think the puppetry is so when they're in the box and they're like throwing the phone about. I think they should have done that in stop motion. Everything at Bonnie's house they should have done in stop motion. I think what is puppetry in that film sticks out and kind of ruins the scene. But everything that's done in stop motion, I think, is a sight to behold.
I would say
I think those guys definitely set the precedent, the new bar of, like, seriously, they spent 8 years doing a whole movie, and I think that no matter what, if you hate or love stop motion, you have to respect the effort and the artistry behind it, and I think it's really cool that they did that, and I'll always have respect for people like that, so kudos to them. I have really nothing bad to say about it. Even if you don't like stop motion, it's still enjoyable and it's fun to watch.
It's a passion product. I love.
The main director just helped me out. He told me the app they used in stop motion. My stop motion's improved because of it. So they're great people. That's awesome.
There has been improvement in your stop motions in particular, because I will say one thing. From looking at a scene that you kind of reshot a number of times, I would say that I think some scenes, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, Picasso, and maybe even Today I Grew Up, with his live action stuff. Like, do you have like big ambitions of going back and reshooting some of this stuff just because it was fun? And one of your favorite scenes, you're like, I can do it better this time.
The major criticism I'll hold of me and Todd's kind of live actions and stop motions is that they're not always in the right environments. And obviously, we're working with what we got.
For sure. I agree with that. I totally agree with that. And that's a funny thing. I think some of my live actions, if you watch them, you might think, oh man, he probably shot that in like 5 minutes. But the reality is, it takes so much time to like ink each shot and like get the lighting right and get everything in focus. Like, I work with fishing line, so I have to like tie individual toys and cut them and then reshoot and one hockey scene of Buzz took me like 30 minutes, and I'm like, this shouldn't take this long, but it does.
I think the coolest thing you've ever done live action is there's this one scene I like, and I thought it was very impressive, was when Ham was going through the instruction and you like really quick. I thought that.
Thanks, man. That actually took like 10 takes to get it perfect.
It looked quite difficult.
I had to tape things, use little, the live action that I do, I use a lot of magic. I try, you don't see magic. You don't see my hands. So and it's not.
I just remove my hands in editing.
I just throw things around and I like make it work and tape things and stuff.
You guys are like
subjects of live action and stop motion. Now, you see this. You must see this in your comment sections. I see it in mine. Do live action Toy Story 4 or do Toy Story 4 IRL. Now, what's your response to that?
Oh boy.
I mean, I can answer first. Basically, for me, I feel like if it's something that I really wanted to do, I'd be working on it. And the fact that I'm not, I don't have the time or the money or resources. It's just crazy. It would take me years probably.
Well, issue one is I think it just wouldn't be enjoyable because it'd be mostly, I wouldn't enjoy it. I'd do the RV scenes and I'd be pretty bored. I think the movie, there's just too many difficult angles. Also, it's like an hour and 40 minutes.
Right.
Is it the longest one?
I like doing teams, and I think that's what's been more impactful for me. Just work on scenes, and then at my own pace, I can keep doing more live action scenes.
Just make the movie over time.
Right. Exactly.
And could you work with Toy Story 4's script? I think as far as like the writing for Toy Story 4 goes, as a stop motion, I think you could pretty much have basically a field day with a scene that involves, the cat chase scene and the antique. That's my favorite scene in the film. I think, Todd, you actually kind of have a scene that could be like kind of classified as a live action Story 4, if someone wanted to put it in there. With the...
I think that goes into a bit more of the movie itself, which I don't know. I don't know Todd's view on the movie. I think I know yours. Todd, what is your view on Toy Story 4 as a movie? I thought it was awful. A.L.I.U.N, what did you think?
I thought it was for me, since I put Toy Story 2 up there, and I thought it just being so adult. I think I'm in kind of like the mild minority that believes that the ending kind of really did get to me. I'm like, so everything that he just said or taught us in the first 3 kind of went out the window. But then part of me is kind of like the other, right? Like, and the other side of me is like thinking, well, is he just like more adult and like kind of just on the whole realistic aspect of, well, sometimes things just don't work out. So I don't know, like.
I think the message really is kind of like, Woody claims he's not being played with, which is false, because in I Can't Let You Throw Yourself Away, you see Bonnie literally playing with him.
Oh, yeah.
So I don't think Woody, so Woody's just at the end. Woody is leaving, like, some of his friends he's known for about, basically 20 years, almost 20 years. just for a girl, and she's been nothing but an arsehole to him for most of the movie. So,
no, this is my thoughts on it. You know, people don't talk about this, but John Lasseter was in the beginning starting to pioneer the script and with his writing team. And because of his controversy, John Lasseter had to step down from Pixar. A lot of the original writers had to step down due to philosophical differences, I read. So basically, the direction of Toy Story 4 was originally a love story between Bo Peep and Woody, but I think it morphed into this thing that we got. And it's my least favorite movie. I look at it more as a short. In my mind,
It just
I
functions
look at it
perfectly.
as separate. No one considers it canon from when I speak to people. They say it's its own thing. And I agree with that.
That actually reminds me. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Todd.
I was just going to finish on it, basically saying that, you know, Toy Story 4 was a movie we didn't need, but I still respect and enjoy it for what it was. It's just definitely the last movie on my list for the order of Toy Story.
Oh, yes. I feel the same way. What's funny is that I remember watching a podcast, ironically, about they were discussing the sentience of toys and like where it came from. I can't find it anymore, but I promise you, in that clip, in that like segment, these guys were saying, well, so what constitutes a toy? Can you just like literally take? They literally said a spoon and draw like a face or put googly eyes in it. And this is like 3 years before Toy Story 4 came out, so I'm not sure if they like kind of got inspired from that podcast at one point. Anyone that
I think you're stretching that. I think that is most likely false, but that does also bring in the question. We won't get into. I just want to quickly list notes, so I don't want to keep talking about Toy Story 4. I've got more subjects. But I think, you know, Toy Story 4 didn't have to. I don't think Toy Story. The reason Toys Are Alive is because it's a movie. I don't think there really is a reason, and there was no reason thought of. But I think them creating Forky as a character definitely, you know, it's a bit of a kick in the leg, going, oh yeah, you know, it doesn't need to be discussed, but we're going to kind of bring it up.
I just think that Disney was a $60 sport, and that's exactly what they did.
So maybe it's a strong controversy, but
get ready for the collection, the signature collection 4K coming soon.
I think those are, as a business, I failed because, you know, they obviously make loads of money because it's Woody Brothers, the main characters, you know, selling, right? But I think as a company, they felt like when they make characters like Rex, for example, it's like they had all these bells and whistles that extend the price, and when it does go to sell, you know, people won't want to buy it because, you know, it's not accurate, and the fact it's overpriced.
Oh yes, especially utility belt buzz. I used to search high and low for utility belt buzz, and I realized just the overall demand of funds they want you to spend for this guy, it's insane.
I think utility belt buzzers did this. They obviously knocked out the park with some kind of like RC. They did well. The Soldiers, Bo Peep, Bullseye. You know, they did really good with them. But I think the majority have failed. Obviously, that shows by think-based items are half the time on clearance. Right, that's true.
Yeah.
So,
I think I want to ask.
Well, Todd, I want to ask you. Well, on something to think about. I think you know this question already, but so what happened with the whole Woody situation? Because obviously you showed me pictures of it being completely stripped of paint and whatnot. Everyone's in kind of the thing going, okay, you know, it feels like the project failed, and you just thought it was a quick excuse to give to your fans. But I want to hear your opinion.